respect to the ruling, I disagree with it. I think the law is on our side and history is on our side. And we are going to appeal it. We will be prepared to implement this fully as soon as the legal issues get resolved.
Back now on America's Forum, President Obama there yesterday in an Oval Office photo op vowing to appeal the federal judge's decision to block executive amnesty. The president's immigration overhaul was set to begin today for the so-called Dreamers, but it's been stopped in its tracks. There's no telling when or if it will become a reality. For more on this story, we go to Newsmax Washington, and there he is with his familiar brim, somewhat Walter Winchell-esque. It's our chief political columnist and White House correspondent, John Gizzi. Brother Gizzi, it's so good to have you back with us this morning.
It's so good to be here, and this hat sure came in handy with the snow yesterday.
It has been snowing in D.C. and its environs, and my question, John, is this. Are we getting the political equivalent of a snow job from the White House when the president says he's so confident that this judge's injunction will be overturned by the appeals court? Does the president have some inside info on this?
Well, again, one of the hardest things to do, probably more difficult than predicting the outcome of the Super Bowl or the World Series, is to predict how the American court system, the judicial branch of government, will eventually rule. And I think some of my colleagues who sent in fast stories that the Supreme Court was overturning the Affordable Care Act in 2012 and didn't wait for the Chief Justice to read the last page of his decision, learn that the hard way. I have to say that the president is just got to calm down and relax and wait as this thing goes to the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals and very possibly to the Supreme Court. One thing I would add, and this is not getting a lot of attention, Judge Hannon's decision on the president's executive orders is 123 pages long. He did tremendous research, or I should say his clerks did tremendous research, finding out the economic impact and cost to the individual states in terms of Medicare and unemployment compensation. This is not just a partisan decision or an assault on the president's policy. It's something that's been worked out very, very carefully and researched very carefully.
In short,
I wish
it is
the president would at least acknowledge that.
Yeah, John, I was just going to say, in short, it would be what you would respect from a responsible jurist in the separate and co-equal judiciary branch of our government. Forgive me, John, but I've got a sneaking suspicion that this particular president, since we've already seen stealth amnesty trying to register 5 million with work permits, that behind the scenes it is full speed ahead. Can you dispel my cynicism this morning in terms of the Obama White House and amnesty?
Well, J.D., this being a holy day of obligation in my church, I forgive you without hesitation for anything today. I have to say, I'm going to withhold judgment as a not-so-young reporter who likes to bring facts out and follow up on hunches, and I will certainly mention that at the White House today. I'd say one thing I'd predict is that discussion of the court case and the president's response will dominate questioning that Josh Earnest has to face in a few hours.
Well, one fact we know is that funding is going to run out for the Department of Homeland Security. Now, there are those in and around
February
Washington.
27th.
That's right. And on that magic date of the next to last day of the month, there are those who suggest around the Beltway there that, oh, this gives Republicans a way to back off because this court decision makes it all better. Your assessment, should the Republican leadership depend on this court case or this judge's decision to go ahead and fund Homeland Security?
My assessment, J.D., is less important than what the members are leaning to do. And the last time I checked, they're going full speed ahead with the funding, knowing full well it doesn't shut down the government, it shuts down one department. Now, you're going to hear a few voices on the other side within Republican ranks in Congress that we can't have Department of Homeland Security shut down in the wake of the tragedies involving ISIS, Ukraine, and some other places around the world. Right now, the attitude, though, is no money for DHS.
And mindful of that, there is also an executive override to deem those DHS employees as vital to national security. Speaking again of the executive branch and those who aspire to the job as our chief executive, the junior senator from Kentucky, Rand Paul, echoed his dad. He gave a speech in Iowa asking, anybody here want to audit the Fed? And then he went on to ask, anybody feel the Fed's out to get us? What do you think about an audit of the Federal Reserve? Is that an issue that will work for Rand Paul?
Well, I'm going to tell you something. Ronald Reagan used to say, why do we have a Fed in the first place? The Constitution is clear that it's Congress that oversees currency in the United States, that there is no need for surrendering this power to a quasi-executive regulatory body. Now, that said, the Fed is the only government body outside of those dealing with national security that has closed-door meetings. And at least opening it and shedding a little transparency on a group that I don't think it's rude to say is a little mysterious would be in order. I remember my friend and your classmate, the late Congressman Jack Metcalf, pursued the goal of an audit.
Bless his heart. Yeah, my seatmate on the Banking and Financial Services Committee, and the oldest member of that freshman class back in 1994, rest his soul. Now, just one other point about Rand Paul, and we've got about 30 seconds. Paul's campaign created a fake Pinterest account for Hillary Clinton, and he has really worked on his social media campaign. Is Rand Paul out front in terms of social media usage in this fledgling campaign? About 15 seconds.
No, I don't believe he is. I think that there's a lot of others who are advanced in the realm of cyberspace, and but Rand Paul is certainly up there. And by the way, I would say we will see a bill for auditing the Fed, and it should be called the Metcalf Amendment.
It should be, and I support it too, but I'm not in Congress anymore. I am here at the anchor desk, and I'm coming right back after this.